Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm going to complete the second part now. So in the last, I was explaining you that if somebody says you that if you use 10x leverage, your profits would be more. So in the last video, you would have got a proper idea that leverage does not make a difference. It all depends on the position size, and to fix your position size, you can use any leverage, right? So to make a position size of 20,000 US dollars, you can use a leverage of 20x using $1,000, or you can use 1,000 US dollars with 40x. Okay, so it's just mathematical calculation. Leverage is used so that you can use small funds and you can trade big exposure. Like if you do not want to put one Bitcoin on Bitmex, you can still trade with one Bitcoin by just depositing zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, because it offers you a leverage up to 100x. So in any situation, if you need risk, if your position size goes bigger than zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, you can use the leverage. Okay, I'll give you a couple of examples also to repeat my words so that you all can understand it again and in very clear words. Okay, so let's say if you have not watched my risk management video on position size calculation, what is risk, what is reward, you should watch that. Otherwise, you will not understand the next part. Okay, I will not explain it here again. So let's say if I have zero point 0.1 BTC to trade, okay, and here is a trade idea. Okay, a trade idea is that buy or long. I'm just going with the leverage now. Okay, long on let's say 5,000 US dollars. Okay, and your stop is, mark my words, my stop is just 49.90. Okay, and whatever my target be, that does not matter, because while deciding the position size, target does not matter. It's your reward which matters and risk which matters. So target may be 6,000 or anything. Okay, so what is the percentage stop I have now? So if I calculate, it's just 0.2%, right? That is my stop loss, right? So right now I'm not using any leverage and I want to trade this. What would be my position size? My position size will be depending on risk. So let's say my risk is 1%. Okay, my risk is 1%. So I'm going to use the position size calculator. Just a minute. So what would be my wallet balance? That's 0.1 BTC. What is my risk? That is 1%. What is the stop loss? My stop loss is 0.2. What is the amount I need to trade? So I need 0.1 into 1 divided by 0.2. That is equal to 0.5 Bitcoin. So now my risk management demands me to trade with 0.5 Bitcoin. That is my position size. But what is the amount I have into the exchange? That is 0.1 Bitcoin. So how would I trade? The idea of leverage was just to fix this problem. So what I will do, I will use one loan given by exchange that is known as leverage. Okay, and I will enter into the trade depositing my 0.5 Bitcoin, and I will use 5x leverage, so it will make my position 0.5 BTC, and that's why the leverage actually came to existence, and that's why we need leverage to trade with our proper risk management to fix our position size. And at the same time, I want to trade again in a different pair on the same exchange. My old balance is into this trade. How can I trade? Like now I got another signal that I need to long ADA at 450, right? So now I do not have any balance left. So what I will do, I can use only 0.05 Bitcoin at 10x, that still makes 0.5 BTC, and to long ADA I still have 0.05 BTC left to trade, right? So that is actually leverage is being used for, so that you can use more exposure with a small balance. Okay, and the leverage does not make any difference except showing you the percentage profits. It does not make any difference. You can use 3x, still make same profit into the same trade. You can use 100x, still you will make same profit into the same trade. Okay, so now let's come to the the Bitmex exchange, and I'll show you a few things. Okay, so if you see, I will be using this. I have zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, let's say. Okay, here I have 0.3 Bitcoin. Okay, so now if I want to use this, what I will do, let's say I want to short this, okay, or I want to long this, whatever. Let's go with long. Okay, I want to long this trade. I will have to, just a minute, let's go to the 5-minute chart. Let's take a proper signal over here. So let's suppose my position is at 66.69. I want to long this. I want to target, let's suppose I want to target this. Anything like I will have to use the trading view, then I will have to open it. So I'm just taking some figures out there. Okay, let's say I want to long 66.69, and I want to invest 1% from my account, but I want to trade with 0.3 Bitcoin. Mark, let me write it for you. Okay, what I have, my initial balance is 0.3 BTC. Okay, look at the top left. Sorry, look at the cursor. It's 0.304. I'm considering it 0.3 BTC. Now I want a long BTC. Okay, and I want to use my risk. Let's say 3%. Okay, I want to risk 3% risk. That means I am ready to lose. Okay, so 0.009 BTC. Let's consider it 0.01 BTC for a small calculation. So this is what I want to use. I want to lose 0.01 BTC. That is my risk for every trade I will take. Okay. Now let's say okay, my balance, my stop loss in a trade is 1%. Okay, 1% is my stop loss, and I get my position size to be used is 0. I need my position size comes, or do you want me to calculate a position size too? Let's do that. Stop loss is 0.5%. Okay, so my position size is, that would be 0.3 BTC into 3, that equals to 0.9, divide by 0.5, that equals to 0.9 divided by 0.5, 1.8 BTC. Right, so 1.8 Bitcoin is what my position size for this trade. Okay, my stop loss is 0.5%, my risk is 3%, my position size come 1.8 Bitcoin. So what I will do, I will set some particular amount of contract here to make my order value 1.8 Bitcoin. Okay, so for making 1.8 Bitcoin, okay, so let's suppose I will tell you how I got this number, that I will explain you later. So look at the left portion, at this place. Let me mark this. So we will be taking the left portion. Okay, I think the color I should use a different color which will be visible. Let's take the blue color. Okay, Previous drawings. Yes, look at this left portion. I want you to see only the left portion, okay? Just better. I hide this portion, okay? So look at this portion only, okay? Look at the left portion I have. Now, what do you see? There are a few things: limit order, market order, and stop market. I have a different video on that. You can watch that, okay? I'm directly coming to the point. So buy, you understand, long, you understand. We are going to take a buy entry, right? We are going to take a buy entry as I explained in the previous example. So let's suppose my this is the order value. The order value thing is, you see this, here it is. Look at this order value. You see this? The order value. Order value is the amount that is your position size. I have made a video on that also already, but I want to show you again. This is the order value, and in Bitmex exchange this order value is equal to your position size. In different exchange it may be different names, you can find it, but this is the order value which you always need to keep equal to your requirement position size. All right, so 1.8 Bitcoin is what I wanted to trade. I have got 1.8 Bitcoin there. Okay. Now, if you see for 1.8 Bitcoin, what is the leverage I have? I have a cross leverage. I'm going to make a change into 1x. I have done it to 1x right now. Okay. At 1x leverage, you can see I have some certain values in the left side. Okay. For I use the arrow. Okay, so to keep my order value 1.8 Bitcoin, okay, what I need, if I use 1x leverage, I need 1.8 Bitcoin. Cost is the amount, cost is actually margin. Margin is what? Which you need to invest from your actual balance. Okay, so for to keep your balance 1.8 in the position, you need same amount, a slight difference. If you can notice, there is a slight difference between this value to this value. It has 1.8112. It has 1.8112 at order value. Cost is 1.8153. This difference is brokerage, which is the fees Bitmex is charging us for this position. Okay, that is the small difference which I'm not calculating right now. So this is the cost, this is the margin we need. Okay, but what is our balance? Our balance is very low. We do not have, our total balance is 0.3044. We do not have 1.8 Bitcoin. So what I will do, I will increase the leverage. I take it to 2x. I take it to 3x. So look at this. When I'm changing leverage, right? I'm changing leverage 2x, now 3x. So when I'm changing leverage, what is the only thing that changed? What is the only thing that changed? Just notice that I used 3x now, the order value is still same. I've used 3x, order value is same. Now I'm changing it to 5x. I change it to 5x, the order value is still same. You see that, right? The only thing that is actually changing, that is your margin, that is your cost, which is actually required you to take from this balance. Yes, I'm changing it to 10x. Look, now you need only 0.1839. If I'm changing it to 25x, the margin, the value required from your balance has changed to only 0.07, but the order value is still same, 1.8112. So actually when you are changing leverage, there is no difference in your actual position size. It is still same, so you can use any leverage. It does not make a difference, but you should always decide and think that your leverage should not be higher than your liquidation price, because as the leverage increase, the loan amount, the leverage amount, the exchange loan increases. That means your liquidation price increases. That comes closer. If you are using 100x, you get only 1% movement for liquidation. If you're using 50x, you get only 2% for price movement. If price moves 2%, your position get liquidated. If you are using 33x, you get 3%. If you're using 10x, you get 10% of price movement window. If your stop loss is 3% on the spot price, that means you should never use a leverage over that 25x. Okay, why 25x not 33x? Because there is a brokerage, there is fees, some ad liquidation fees are included. So if you will use 33x for a position, you will not exact get a window of 3%, but you will get 2.8 or 2.9% window. So to keep it calculation simple, you just need to take a lower leverage than your stop loss price. If your stop loss is 5% on the spot price, please listen to me carefully what I'm saying. If your stop loss is 5% on the spot price, you need to use a leverage lower than 20x. That means 15x, 10x, 3x, 5x. It does not make a difference. It all depends on your position size. It all depends on your risk, right? I can show you the same thing, what many people do to manipulate you, what many uh, people on Twitter, Telegram, channels, fake channels, scam channels do. Let me show you a thing. So let's say I'm going to take a position of 25x. I'm using 0.075. I'm going to take a buy order. Let's say I'm using on market. So I click on buy. Look at this. What does it say? It shows you a few things. It tells you that you are buying this amount of contracts. This is actually fixed when you are using any leverage. This is your leverage. This is the order value. This is also fixed. There is no change in position size. There is no change in contract value. Okay. You are using 25x. This is your available balance. After executing a position size of this at this price, your liquidation price at this. Look at this. Now the interesting part is here. When we are using 25x, when we are using 25x leverage, what is the window that we get? We are taking it at 66.77.5. Let's say we are taking it 66.75. And what is our liquidation price? Our liquidation price is 64.50. So if I minus 64.50, I get 225, $225 window for my liquidation price. And it is, if I divide it with 6775 equal to into 100, that is approximately 3.3%. So that I was telling you mathematically, that is correct. If you're using 25x, you actually get a window between 3 to 4%. Okay, and you can see this percentage here as well. The same percentage is here as well. That mark price difference is 3.34%. Rest is in the brokerage. Okay, so you will get this also. Always select a leverage where your stop loss should come under this value. If your stop loss is distant than this value, your leverage is wrong and your position might get liquidated. Okay, so now I'm buying this. So let's go to the position. Okay, my order is filled. Right now you can see the same things again. I will uh, show you all details again here in the position. Look at this. This is the symbol. This is the contract size. This is fixed, whether you change anything, because it is the position size in terms of dollars, in terms of contracts. This is the order value. It will not change. It will be constant, right? If you get some profit, if you get some if you lose something, that will be keep reducing from this small amount according to funding, but it will not change. This is your entry price. This is the mark price. That is the price of Bitmex that runs with the rules of that is a thing you can read in the details. I'll show you where. This is your liquidation price. Your stop loss should not below 64.55. Remember this. It should be above 64.60, 64.65. Okay. Look, this is the margin. This is the margin you have. This is the amount you invested into the trade. Okay. The leverage is changing. with the time you are actually losing money. As you are losing money, this money is getting deducted with the margin. If your margin leads to zero, your position will get liquidated. It is being regulated with the value. In the whole thing, everything is changing. Your fees, your profit or loss, right? The price of Bitcoin, but the order value is almost constant and it will be. Okay. Now, let me show you something. How you can manipulate others and how many people are manipulating you by saying you that they got this kind of percentage. Okay, now if I see now, right now my position is in let's say minus 6.35% loss, but if I change my leverage immediately to 10x, you can see my loss from 6% became to 2.5%, right? But my unrealized P&L is still same. Look at this, the unrealized P&L is still same. The amount you are losing or you are making profit, that is still same when you are updating leverage. I'm doing it to 50%, 50x. I updated my leverage to 50x. My value of the losing amount is same, but the percentage is different. So people post percentage that I made this percentage on Bitmex. That does not mean anything. You can make that on one contract. That doesn't change anything. It all depends what the position size you have used, what is the contract size you have used. That only thing matter. You can change the leverage to anywhere, anything. It really does not make a big difference at all. Okay, so don't go with ROEs or anything. If you are a smart trader, you should know that position size is everything. Leverage does not do anything. Your margin, you need to decide according to your risk. Okay, and position size calculator will help you to decide all this. To understand position size and risk management, watch my second